Question 21. Tina recorded how long in minutes she watched TV every day for a month. What is the modal group? Now, what we've got to do is got to remember that the modal group is the most popular group. It comes from the word mode, but this is groups data, so it's the most popular group. And that is the one with the highest frequency. Because remember, the frequency is how many times it happens. So the highest frequency is going to be the most popular group. So as you can see, the highest frequency is 9, and the group that comes from is 20 to 30. So what this is saying is that 9 times she recorded the fact that she watched TV between 20 and 30 minutes. 5 times she watched TV between 10 and 20 minutes. 8 times was 30 to 45 minutes. 6 times was somewhere between 45 and 60 minutes, and so on. But the most popular group is the 20 to 30 group. So it's a very, very basic level. You could write 20 to 30, but if you're following the symbols mathematically and doing the correct version, then you should really be writing this. So this means, all this means is that T was more than 20 minutes. The time she watched was more than 20 minutes. And then this symbol means less than or equal to 30 minutes. So basically means between 20 and 30 minutes. So more than 20, but less than or equal to 30 minutes. The reason why this one has got less than or equal to, but then on the next group, it's just got bigger than 30, is because if you put a line under that one, then that would be to create a problem, because then where would you put, which group would you record 30 in? So that's why this group includes 30 with the line. This group does not include 30 because the line's not there. So 30 would in fact go in this second group. Question 22, in which group does the median lie? Well, the median is the middle person or the middle time or the middle whatever thing you're measuring. In this case, it's times. So if we add up all the frequencies, 5 and 9 is 14, plus 8 is 22, plus 6 is 28, plus 3 is 31. So that means there are 31 times. Now, what you have to do is you have to add 1 to that number to get 32 times, and then you halve it to figure out which one is in the middle. I'll explain why you have to add 1 in a minute. So half of 32 is basically 16. So it's which group would the 16th time lie in? Well, the first 5 times are in the 10 to 20 group, so that's not going to be the 16th one. The next 9 times are in the 20 to 30 group. Well, 5 add 9 takes you up to 14. So that's the first 14 times would be in the first 2 groups. So the 15th time would be in the next group, and the 16th time would also be in the next group. So the 16th one would be in this group here. So that's going to be the 30 to 45 group. But if you write the correct symbols, the best answer is to write it like that. So greater than 30 minutes, but less than or equal to 45 minutes. Let's just talk about why we added 1 to the total of 31 to get 32 before we halved it. An easier example to look at is if you just have a simple set of numbers where there's only 5 numbers. So let's say 3, 7, 15, 18, and 28. Well, the middle one, even though there's 5 numbers, you don't just half 5, because half of 5 is 2.5. You don't say that it's the 2.5th one. That doesn't make sense. You've got to add 1 to 5 numbers. So 5 add 1 is 6, and then you halve it, and that will give you the 3rd number. And you can see that that is actually the median. The 3rd one of those numbers would be the median. And that's why this works up here as well for this example. 31 frequencies was the total, but then when you add 1, you get 32, which means the 16th one, half of that, would be the median. Now, don't just go thinking that the median here is always going to be the middle one in the table. It was in this case, but it's not always going to work out like that, because it depends on the actual frequencies. So, for example, let's just cross out these frequencies. Let's just say that this number here was worth 9, this number here was 7, this was 3, this was 3, and this was 2, the median wouldn't necessarily be this group anymore, as you're about to see. So if you added these up, 9 add 7 is 16, another 3 is 19, another 3 is 22, another 2 is 24. So that would be 24 times. And then if you add 1, you would get 25. And then if you halve it, you would get 12.5. So it'd basically be the 12.5 1. So the first 9 would be accounted for in the first group. Then add 7 would be would take you to the 16th one. Well, that would go beyond the 12.5 one. So between 9 and 16, anything between 9 and 16 is going to become in the second group. So if those were the actual frequencies, it would have actually been the second group that would have contained the median. So don't just assume that it's always the group in the middle of the table that contains the median. It depends on the actual frequencies. You've got to add the total of the frequencies, then add 1, then halve it, and then work out which position or which group would contain that halfway value.